ask you 2 more questions.
You said that last time.
I know, but I lied. Sorry, I'm a liar. Because I know you've got to get to your
The Christmas
party.
Christmas party, yeah.
Um,
Heartache has never been.
oh,
Up to
baby,
that,
it's
yeah?
lovely, yeah.
Is it?
But it was. I think I went last year. Okay, are we recording? Good.
It's just the battery on this one is gonna.
Okay.
But
Sure.
I've got this camera rolling. So
Is this one rolling?
Yeah, they're both rolling now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what would you say to somebody who's considering going vegan, and they basically say, "Why should I?"
If someone is considering going vegan, I'd say do it. Do it today. Don't wait. Don't think any more about it. Just jump in with both feet, because it is so easy today. It is so easy. There's so much support. There's so much education available. There's so many free recipe websites. You can't go wrong. And there are so many people out there who are willing to help also. You know, you can ask on the forums, you can ask as many questions as you want.
It's battery.
That's all right.
We can keep going.
Yep.
There are, you know, so I would say do it now. Don't hesitate. Just jump in with both feet, and you'll get all the support you need. You know, there are people out there that are willing to help anyone who's willing to take that step.
Cool.
And it'll be the best thing you've ever done.
Yes, it will. But why should I? Why? I love my meat. I love my steak. Why should I be vegan? I can't make a difference. It's just me.
That's not actually true. One individual person going vegan makes an enormous difference in the world. If you can imagine the simple metaphor of throwing a pebble into a pond, right? We've all done it as kids. You throw a pebble into a still pond and you see the ripples go out. So guess what actually happens when you become vegan? You, as one individual being, send out ripples across the world, because everything you do is having an enormously positive effect upon the whole world. It's affecting not just part of the world, it's affecting the whole world. So everyone who takes that step is having that huge impact. It's hard to estimate just how powerful that move is, but it's such a move of love and compassion that can't but spread out around the world, affecting other people. And of course, the more people that are actually living in that space, living in a space of love and compassion, guess what effect that has on the world? It has a kind of, it's a bit like, it becomes infectious. It spreads, it picks up. People say, wow, I really like that person. I want to be more like them. And then they want to find out why. And of course you will get the, well, I could never be vegan, but that doesn't last. People soon move on and find they can be vegan, and they can be vegan very easily.
Definitely. So what kind of, I guess, on that, what, I guess, not just on an energetic or spiritual level, but I guess more on a logical, environmental, animal cruelty level, can one individual make if they go, right, I'm going to be vegan?
Yeah. Well, I remember a quote from, I think he's an English journalist or writer, George Monbiot. And he said, he was quoted as saying something like, a vegan driving a Hummer is more environmentally sound than a meat eater driving a Prius. And that, you know, that paints quite a clear picture. So one individual person moving from a standard Western diet to a vegan diet, it has an enormous effect, because the amount of food that they're consuming, the carbon footprint changes dramatically. It goes from a huge carbon footprint to a very, very small carbon footprint just by, in one day, that happens, in one day. So you've got the carbon footprint, you've got water consumption or water wastage is being dramatically reduced. And of course, again, you've got the compassionate aspect, that less animals suffer. I remember years ago, I was out walking with an ex-girlfriend, and we were having a few days away, and we were walking along a country lane in the UK, and we passed a field with some cows in it. And cows are naturally very curious, and they came trundling over to the edge, and they just wanted to say hello. And so we stopped and we looked at them and we said hello, and we rubbed their noses as much as we could. The cows were a little bit cautious. And I just stood there crying, realizing that these beautiful beings are naturally curious and want to interact with us. They want to, well, who are you? What are you? And what does that mean? But they can't communicate in the same way we can. Although I was speaking to a young Aboriginal man recently, and he was saying that his ancestors were able to communicate with animals and to trees and to plants, and that he was hoping that they would teach him too. So I was hoping, that would be rather cool to know that deep secret from the past.
Yeah, Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be able to talk to animals and have them talk back.
In English?
Well, yeah. Like, hey, how you going?
I think it's something
right.
deeper than that.
Yeah.
I think it's beyond language.
Yeah, I know, so too, but that's just my brain. Okay, last question for you, sir. So is a vegan world inevitable?
I think the answer to that question is a vegan world inevitable? I think that I hope so. I do hold out my hopes. I think that it either is inevitable or we're heading down a very rocky path. Because, as I've said several times, world peace is not possible unless we live with love and compassion. It's just not possible. We cannot expect to live in a peaceful world if we cannot be peaceful from within. I remember hearing it once said that evil cannot be fought out there in the world. It can only be resisted from within. And I think that's a really important lesson for us all to learn, that we have to resist the urge to be violent, because it will get us nowhere. It's the only way forward is the path of non-violence, the path of peace, because that's what being compassionate is about. And peace, as another friend and author that I knew a few years back, a Buddhist author, said, peace is a fire, he said. It's not something that you're not doing, it's something active. It's something that has drive and passion in it to make change, to make positive change. But that doesn't need to contain, obviously peace does not contain violence.
Absolutely. That's what I always find odd. Every year on Christmas, we talk about world peace, yet we have a dead bird in the middle of the table that's undergone
and half a dead
terrible
pig and
suffering. And then it's just for that one day with our pretty cards. After that, we're like, get out of my way. Every man for himself. Die, destroy. Progress. It's not progress at all. You are done, sir. Thank you very much.